Welcome back to Yourself Shadow. I really want to thank you for tuning in. And those ones that watch the other videos, thank you. I'm sharing them, liking them. I appreciate that. Tonight I want to talk about grounding. Everybody kind of says, well, grounding, everybody knows about grounding. Well, I found out by listening and talking and watching other channels and stuff, people ask questions. What is grounding? How do you do it? I don't understand it. I don't feel any different after I ground. And there's always them ones that make a smart comment, stick your finger in a light socket or do this or do that. And I want to tell them people that, have questions. The question that you ask, that there's nothing wrong with them. That tells a lot about you, that you want to seek knowledge. The way people reply tells a lot about them. Just keep that in mind if someone, when you ask a question and, someone has a smart comment. So I just put that in the back of your mind. But I want to talk about grounding because I've found out there's a lot of misconceptions. People put out, just walk in the woods, just do this, you need to get yourself grounded, but I don't think a lot of people really understand what grounding is. So I'm just going to talk to you about, from my perspective, the things I've noticed and the things I've noticed in nature, and it helps explain what grounding is in humans and that way, and it might help you out. The first thing you have to understand about grounding is energy. Energy is transferable. Energy never dies in a sense. If you have a flashlight, the energy is stored in the batteries. When you turn on the light, that energy in the batteries goes to the light bulb. The light turns into energy, it touches something, and that energy, depending how bright and hot it is, I know some people have, spotlights, it hurts. Energy is just transferable. And you say, what does that have to do with anything? Well, I'll give you a couple life stories and maybe this will help understand. This time of year, when I was a kid, we celebrated Christmas. We really didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't get much, but I always looked forward to getting my pair of brand new wool socks and long underwear. And then we'd get maybe a nice pair of pajamas. Then were the first things I'd squish, there they are, squish, put them on. And I learned, you run around the floor, scrape your feet on the carpet, sneak up behind my sisters and with my finger just touch their ear and snap. Okay? I would pick up that energy, that static electricity from the carpet. It would get in my clothes, do that. It had to go somewhere. Another example, the place I worked, there was sawdust. We had to clean the pipes off and do that. I'm up there cleaning the pipes from the sawdust. Started feeling a little static electricity. Just kept going. And in a split second, there was a great big flash of light and a boom that I could only say would be like a big old firecracker going off, a quarter stick of dynamite or something. I don't know how big of a bolt of static electricity it was, but it jumped from that pipe to my one hand and come out this hand and went into the metal pole that was there. Once again, life experiences. I was just minding my own business, doing what I was doing, not thinking, not understanding. The buildup happened, and away it went. If you look at the Earth, you have lightning. The buildup of the scientific protons, neutrons, electrons, all that builds up, it's got to be discharged. Well, you say, how does that apply to me in everyday life? Okay, well, everyone agrees we have an aura. It's there. People say they can see it, different colors, different that. The Earth, if you look at the Earth, has a magnetic field around it. That's scientifically known. and it's generated, they say, from deep in the Earth's core where the molten steel causes a magnetic field. That magnetic field, it keeps harmful rays and stuff from the sun from entering us and harming the planet and our body. Well, that's kind of like an aura. That aura is there. It's energy. But sometimes you could be on top of the world, you know, not a care in the world, minding your own business, walking along. All of a sudden you come back from shopping or visiting somebody, and you come back and you just feel like, oh, I'm just so drained in this. Well, just like the static electricity, you can walk through a place, and if other people are putting off negativity, it's going to attach to you. Just like a balloon. If you take a balloon, rub it on your hair, give it the static electricity, it'll stick on the wall. It's not going to float off. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to stick there. So that's what the negative energy does when it will say it attaches to your aura. So there's different ways to ground. You know, people say we're going to go earth, you know, go earthing. People don't understand what it is. Well, just take your shoes off and walk through the yard. They do it, they come back. I don't feel no different. I don't feel no different. It's because people don't understand. When we do things, it doesn't matter what it is. People say intent. It's your intent or your intentions. Yes, you can go get a crystal and you can hold on to it, and that crystal may take some of it. But if you have the mindset, I'm going to put this negative energy into this, we'll say to clear my aura, to get that, to maybe take some of the negative energy that I feel inside of me. You have to intent, you have to move it. In electricity, there's amps, and that's what pushes the electricity. The more amperage, the more it pushes. So the more of an intent that you have on the grounding principle, you could take a barn. They have, you know, lightning rods on it. You could take the lightning rod, run it down, put it into the ground a little bit, and say that it gets hit by lightning. It'll go down there. That lightning will hit the ground and dissipate. But if you took a 12-foot rod and drove it clear in the ground, that lightning is going to go deeper into the ground. It's going to take that negativity further. So when I do a grounding, I just don't go, I'm getting rid of my stuff, send it off. There's different ways you can ground, but that's the principle of it, getting rid of that negative energy. Well, people say, well, I got rid of it, I did my grounding, and I still don't feel right. I'm not happy, I don't understand. Another life experience. It's happened on a couple occasions, different things, but I'll use one. My wife, my stepson, and I, we were riding our motorcycles, and my stepson's bike was, it was just pop, 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 backing, you know, backfiring. I go, what? You got water in your gas, the carburetor, it's out of time. Messed around, couldn't keep it running, Finally got it home, going all through this. Well, let's check the spark plug wire, let's check the coil, let's check this, let's check that. After all this rigmarole, all it was the grounding wire on the battery loosened up and it was vibrating. Bad connection, pop, 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 hit and miss, hit and miss. And you say, well, how's that apply to my life? Well, you can do the grounding, you can clear your aura, you can get all that negativity off. You know, say if you're at work or, you know, I'll use an example, I don't like tailgaters. I'm doing 55, 60, 65, and a 45. Guy comes right up on your butt and he's flipping you off and hitting the horn. His negativity, as much as I don't want to get it, you know, it just jumps on you. So you got to constantly clear. You know, at work I might just go like this, stretch, breathe, clear my aura. Now, the problem is say you do got a good clear aura and you're practicing these and you don't understand why you don't feel happy and on top of the world. Well, that's a good indication that the negativity or the lack of flowing good is from within you. It's something within you that isn't allowing the proper flow of energy. And that's where I'll use the word self-examination. You know, what am I doing wrong that's letting me hold on to these negative feelings? You can go into any kind of practitioner. They'll go in there, oh, we'll clear your chakras, we'll do this, we'll clear your energy field. And you're feeling on top of the world and you walk out, you know, driving down the road, all of a sudden you open the door of the house and you just, oh, what the, you know, it just hits you. That's the negative energy, maybe the people you're around. But maybe you're doing something yourself. You need to look at things in a different way. So the purpose of grounding is to clear that negativity for that moment, that space, that time. And there's a big thing now going around, I've noticed. They say, I'm living in the moment. Yes, it's good to live in the moment. Right now, I gotta go like this, you know, about an hour ago, over the last couple months, we have a dug well. It went dry. So now I'm sitting here with no water, a dry well, a few other things happen. I could look at that and be really negative about it, really negative. But right now, before I came here and sat down, I did my little ritual, cleaned myself. I am living in the moment. Okay, I'm not letting this bother me, that bother me. I'm sitting back, cleared my aura, cleared my fields, cleared myself, put all my personal things back, and just allowed to live in the moment. Now, I cannot live in the moment for the rest of my life. I can't be happy. Life goes on. And a lot of people say, I'm going to live in the moment. Well, you could live in the moment in your couch, but you still got bills to pay. You got to come in and out of that moment. But whenever I'm in a situation where things are getting too much for me, yeah, take a deep breath, do a few exercises, whatever. There's different ways. Some people carry a crystal with them. Some people do this. That's fine. But you got to get rid of that negative energy. And you got to understand, is that negative energy something that you just walk through? Just like I'd walk across the carpet and get static electricity? Are you walking through the mall and there's a husband and wife fighting over something and their kids are screaming and hollering and all this commotion? That energy will attach itself to you. So you clear that energy. And once you clear that energy and you get your aura nice and cleared and understanding that, then you got to look inwards. And if you're not feeling right, then it has to do with you. You know, just like that motorcycle. Now, if I would have tightened that, checked that out first, tightened that, and the thing purred like a kitten. But if I seen it was loose and I tightened it and we start running and it's still missing, then I got to check maybe a spark plug wire. Then I got to check this. Then I check that. You narrow it down, but the first thing that you have to do is, at least for that moment in time when you want to, I don't care if it's do any kind of practice, we'll throw it out there, if you're going to do a spell work, if you're going to bless somebody, if you're going to, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. For that moment, you have to get rid of the negativity within you and without you. And so for this moment that I'm setting here, I have taken myself and all my negativities and all the negative influence and stuff, and I've learned to put it back so that I have a clear flow of energy. And it's the same as working and healing or reading the runes or doing that. I cannot put my personal input into it I just have to let the natural life force energy, the spirit energy, flow. And the only way to do that is to ground. Get rid of all the negative energies, the negative things, the things that you can't get rid of. Learn how to look at them differently. But it all starts, like I said, with grounding. You have to ground. And a lot of people, like I said, they just don't understand that. So maybe this will help you a little bit what grounding is. You know, you can go buy a crystal and carry it around with you, but if you don't have, you know, the intent to move that energy, and there's things you can do. A good one, I'll just give you examples, is for me. You know, I love the earth, the ground. You know, Mother Nature, everybody says we got to heal the earth. We have to heal the earth. We got to band together to heal the earth. Well, I'm going to take a little different perspective on it. We don't have to heal the earth. The earth has survived meteors. It survives hurricanes. It survives natural forest fires. It survives anything. We need to let Mother Nature and Mother Earth heal us. And there's nothing wrong with giving Mother Nature our negativity. She wants it. She can turn that negativity into something positive. An animal dies in the forest. What happens? It starts to decompose. You know, bugs eat it. They turn into flies. They turn into this. The scavengers eat it. They turn that rotting body into energy. So for me, Mother Earth, Mother Nature, she wants that. There's a couple places I go. One has a little waterfall and a cool pond, and sometimes I'll just want to get away and walk. I'll walk up there, think. Things have happened. I'm a human. You got negative emotions, negative things. I'll reach down, grab that water, and just pour it over me. And at the same time I'm pouring that water over me with my hands, I will imagine, we are humans, we have to have physical representations. So I'll imagine that negativity, Mother Nature, just taking that water like a shower, taking it down and putting it into the earth, putting it into the water, putting it into there, because she's going to take that negativity and use it. And don't be afraid. She wants that. That's what Mother Earth and Mother Nature does. They recycle. So next time you want to try and ground, or you don't understand ground, just sit back and think, okay, I got this negative energy. Well, I got to get it out. Let's get rid of the stuff that attached to me. Let's get rid of the stuff that I'm feeling right now. And I understand it's all emotions. Most negative things are emotionally based, so you got to face that. You might have to give Mother Nature that emotion. There's nothing wrong with digging a hole, crying, spitting. I heard one person say, you know, I get all of it worked up in me and I just pee on the ground. That's fine. Mother Nature will take that and use it. So grounding isn't, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry to buy this, this, and this, and this, and this, you know. And along with grounding comes intent. And, you know, the big thing now is you get on there, learn how to breathe, learn how to breathe, learn how to breathe. I'm going to give you breathing. Depending on what practice or what you want to achieve, there's different ways to breathe. You might want to breathe through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. You might want to inhale. Exhale. Depending what you want to achieve. But the big thing everybody says is, you know, this will help you out. Learn to belly breathe. Everybody goes, what the heck's belly breathing? This helps with grounding. The easiest way to explain belly breathing is put your hand on your chest and take a breath. Okay, see, my chest went up. If I put my hands on my chest and don't allow my chest to expand, and with your stomach, kind of push your stomach out a little bit while you breathe in, so your chest will not, it won't rise. Now I'll fill my belly up and then my chest. Let my chest out. Breathe the belly out. People say, why do you want to do that? I've learned this a long time ago. It provides more oxygen. If your chest, if you only take half your oxygen in, you're still leaving carbon, what is it, dioxide? Whichever one, carbon dioxide in your system. So when you take another breath, you're not getting rid of it all. By belly breathing, you're sucking it all down and all out. You have to do that consciously. I'll be sitting around when I first was learning it. I'd consciously sit there, okay, I got to belly breathe. And I'm finding out probably 90% of the breathing I do, I actually am belly breathing and not knowing it. Just sitting here. So the breathing has a lot to do with it. You know, in with the good air, but you're also bringing in what? Good energy. Out. There's techniques where your combination with breathing, different movements, different energies. You know, everybody says, well, I'm going to work with the fire energy, the water energy. I'm going to work with this element. I'm going to work with that. If you work with fire energy, you're getting that energy, you're drawing it in, and you can literally, I've done this before, I've shown people, it's hard to see on the camera, but before I started this video, I grounded myself real good, put me on the back burner, but you can, everybody gets energy balls, you can feel them. Fingers tingle, fingers that. Okay, what are you going to do with it? It's transferable. This isn't my energy. Right? If it was fire energy, I would be fire. If it was water, but it's not. Now I can take that energy, put it down. I'll just give you a quick, start it up here, breathe it in, push it out. That good clean energy helps flush out. There's more to them. I'm just saying these are just basic maneuvers or basic techniques, and maybe someday I'll get into the whole thing. You could take the energy, and it works good. It's hard to see here. With breathing intent, with okay, my fingers are tingling. The blood vessels are getting bigger. Oxygen's flowing. Now, I don't know if you can see. So now I got energy flowing. That's healing energy. The good oxygen, the healing energy. It actually makes muscles, they will expand, healing energy. And if I keep doing this, I'm not too good at with this camera, but you might be able to see the difference in the hands when I started, the blood vessels. I've shown people right up close so they can see it. It works. That's part of healing. And for a healer or someone doing energy work, they have to be grounded. They have to get rid of their negative energy so that none of my life's things that are going on become part of it. So grounding is a very basic step. The first thing that someone, I would use the word, must understand and master before they can go on to other things. Like I said, there's different types and different methods to ground. Each one's different for each person. I understand that, but the earth is a natural place. You know, you're going to laugh. I did a garden, and I did it barefoot. And when I was tilling the soil and planting, I could feel the warmth, the actual warmth of that earth. And while I was doing it, I had 10,000 other things I needed to do, but I wanted to get the garden in. But while I was doing it, the earth was giving me what I needed, the energy to do this. And it was probably one of the best experiences I had. And that I gave that earth my negativity. Okay, this is bothering me. Well, I'm doing it. That's the time I was living in the moment. Nothing else mattered. Exchange of energy. That garden grew up. We had, I don't know, 30, 40 bushels of tomatoes, and I mean, it just went crazy. People say that's a coincidence. Well, then people's wasn't doing too good. So what I'm saying is, yes, grounding is intention. Everybody talks about it. Now, yes, you can get rid of things. I don't want to repeat myself. That's the basis of it. And until you learn how to ground, and it's a big thing. But it really isn't if you understand it. And you got to understand, grounding might not make you feel better. But grounding allows the good even flow. And if you don't have the good even flow, then that is what you got to find out what's wrong that prevents that. So the next time somebody says, how do you ground? What do you ground? I don't understand it. I understand that because people don't have just a basic concept of the transference of energy. So I think Spirit says we're done. I don't want to ramble on. That's something to look forward to. If you like this, thumbs it up, share it. That's not the whole thing. I just want to get the word out there. If you got questions or comments, feel free to leave them down. That'll help me out too. If I didn't explain something or I should have explained something, I'm here. I'm not a master. I'm just here explaining things on a basic level because I get out there and there's all this information out there, and it's like, I think people want to impress people. They're giving college degree stuff to a kindergartner, and it's causing frustration. So when it comes to grounding, just remember, intent. Everybody says, well, I'm going to do a spell. It's intent. Yeah, you could get, there'll be days I'm all frustrated. I'll take a walk in the woods. I'll walk and walk and walk and walk, and I'm still thinking about what's making me mad or upsetting me. No, I should go up there with the intent. I'm going to walk up there and give that and not look back. So intent has a lot to do with it. So just remember that. Energy is transferable. Sometimes it's other people's energy that gets stuck on you, and sometimes it's your own energy. So thank you. Hope that helped you out a little bit. Appreciate it. And that's it. I'll see you next time.